Yeah, let's go. Haha. Yo, happy Wednesday, my peoples. Good to be with y'all. Got an interesting show. Um, Three all new segments that you'll only catch on Box Center. Yeah, this is it right here. Get with your boy. Y'all know I've been cooking. You about to get served. Yeah, that's how we doing it. Yo, man, today, um, I went running in the morning, man, and yo, my calf muscles are a little bit sore. And I don't know. I was feeling type nimble, but I don't know what happened, man. One of those sprints, I felt it in my calf, and I had to slow it down a bit. But we did what we had to do, got the job done, and it's all good. A little bit sore, but that ain't no big deal. It's part of the show. Yeah. Yo, man, listen. Keep in mind, my peoples, that I appreciate y'all for coming on with me, checking me out. Um, I appreciate, you taking the time to see what Jay Smith is doing up in here. So, I really do appreciate it. And I create these new segments for people to see something new, something different. We talking boxing, but just at from a different angle. And that's what we got for you, man. This is episode number 8, and it's just that new stuff. So my people, let's get it popping, man. For real. Playing too many games out here. Yo, check it. Welcome to Box Center. I'm your host, Jay Smith. Got 3 brand new segments for y'all. First one, let's get it started. The name of this brand new segment, which I'm debuting today for you, is called Check the Stats. What's Check the Stats all about? Simple. We look at a few fighters that are in the same division and we compare some key stats. That's simple. This is not about opinion. This is about factual information that we could compare. And then we can make the argument about who you think is better or not. But the stats are undisputable. So let's get started, my people. Let's do what we came to do. So to debut Check the Stats, we're going to start off with Shakur Stevenson, Tank Davis, and Teofimo Lopez. Check the stats for those 3 fighters. Number 1, how many divisions has each one of them won titles in? Shakur Stevenson is a 3-division champion. Tank Davis is a 3-division champion. However, that 140 division title was a secondary title. So if we remove that one from the equation, we can say Tank is a 2-division champion. And then Teofimo Lopez, who is also a 2-division champion. So when we compare Tank Davis, Teofimo Lopez, and Shakur Stevenson is the fighter who has won titles in the most divisions, which is 3. So that's just factual information. You can share your opinion. Then we got how many reigning champions have they beaten? Well, Shakur Stevenson beat Jamel Herring, and he also beat Oscar Valdez, both reigning champions. Tank Davis beat Jose Pedraza, and Teofimo Lopez beat Richard Coleman, Vasil Lomachenko, and Josh Taylor. So as far as reigning champions, Teofimo Lopez has beaten the most. As far as Tank Davis, Shakur Stevenson, Teofimo Lopez. And then wins and losses. Who's undefeated? Well, Shakur's undefeated, Tank is undefeated, and Teofimo Lopez got 1 L, which was to George Kambosos. So those are the stats right there for you, my peoples. We can make the comparisons, and you can have your own criteria to say, I like this fighter or I like that fighter. But when we look at Shakur Stevenson, Tank Davis, and Teofimo Lopez, Shakur Stevenson is the fighter that has won titles in the most divisions. That's number one. Teofimo Lopez is the fighter that has beaten the most reigning champion. That's 2. And 3, Teofimo Lopez is the only fighter out of them 3 who has a loss in his record. Those are the key stats. Now, based off of those stats alone, Teofimo Lopez and Shakur Stevenson are both more accomplished than Tank Davis. We're not talking about pay-per-view sold and butts and seats and all of that stuff. No. We're talking about accomplishments inside the ring. Now, who do we want to see fight next? That's the magic question. Who's Teofimo gonna fight next? Who is Tank gonna fight next? And we already know Shakur, he got hurt. He's not gonna fight Joe Cordina. However, Eddie Hearn and Shakur both confirmed that he'll be back early in 2025 to fight this dude from Golden Boy, William Zepeda. So, Jose Centurion, what's good, my God? Appreciate you coming on, Mike. So check it, man. I'm on this first segment, and this first segment of today's show is called Check the Stats. What we're doing is comparing some key stats of Shakur Stevenson, Tank Davis, and Teofimo Lopez. Right? So check it. Shakur Stevenson is a 3-division champion. Tank Davis is a 2-division champion. I'm not counting the 140 title because that was a secondary strap. And he, relinquished that belt, moved right back down to 135. And Teofimo Lopez, a 2-division champion. Now, as far as who has beaten the most reigning champion inside the ring, Shakur Stevenson beat 2 reigning champions, Jamel Herring and Oscar Valdez. Tank Davis beat 1 reigning champion, Jose Pedraza. And Teofimo Lopez beat 3 reigning champions, Richard Coleman, Vasil Lomachenko, and most recently, Josh Taylor. So out of Tank Davis, Shakur Stevenson, and Teofimo Lopez, out of them 3, Teofimo is the one that has beaten the most reigning champions. And then Tank and Shakur are both undefeated. Teofimo is the only one who has taken an L. My brother Ken Grayson, what's the deal, my guy? So there's the magic question. Out of Shakur Stevenson, Tank Davis, and Teofimo Lopez, who do you guys think has the best resume? We're not talking about who sold more pay-per-views. Don't even bring that up. It's not about who put butts in seats and all of that. Who has the best resume in your opinion, based on their accomplishments or based on the opponents that you feel that they beat? So again, I'm gonna repeat this stats for y'all. Shakur is a 3-division champion. Tank is a 2-division champion. Teofimo is a 2-division champion. Shakur has beaten 2 reigning champions in Jamel Herring and Oscar Valdez. Tank Davis has beaten 1 reigning champion in Jose Pedraza. And Teofimo Lopez, who's beaten the most reigning champions, beat Richard Comey, Vasyl Lomachenko, and Josh Taylor. And then Teofimo Lopez is the only one out of them 3 who has taken a loss. That was to George Kambosos. Both Tank and Shakur are undefeated. So, when we look at those 3 fighters, who has the best resume? See, people like to compare resumes, but when we look at the key stats, it's hard to make that call. How I beat more champions than you, and you have a better resume? We have to, then we would have to go name by name and analyze, who has the better resume. But accomplishments, that's not up for debate. You can't debate the stats. So there you have it, my peoples. That's that segment right there. Check the stats. You saw it. Shakur Stevenson, Tank Davis, Teofimo Lopez. We saw who has won titles in the most divisions. Shakur Stevenson. We saw who beat the most reigning champions. Teofimo Lopez. And then we saw who's undefeated. Tank and Shakur. And who's taking a loss. Teofimo. Those are the stats. You decide who is the better fighter and what happens if they match up. Let's move on to the next segment, my peoples. Let's get it on with the next one. For this next segment, we're going to talk about keys to victory. You see, that's what this segment is about. We're going to talk about a fight that has not happened, but may happen. You never know, right? You see what I'm talking about, Ken Grayson? On paper, it's Teofimo, based on what he put together. And then right there, you got Shakur right behind him. On paper, Tank will be last in the list of those 3. Okay, I feel you, my guy. El Fantasma in the building. What's good, my boy? You already know what it is, man. So, there you have it, my people. Shakur Stevenson, Tank Davis, Teofimo Lopez. Now, for this next segment, my peoples, this is a brand new segment that I'm actually debuting today with y'all. I'm excited about this is the segment that, something different from what you see. And what this is about, keys to victory. I'm going to be talking about a fight that we want to see and what I believe are the keys to victory for each fighter. For this debut segment of Keys to Victory, I'm going to start off with none other than Canelo Alvarez and Terrence Bud Crawford. So check it, my people. What are the keys to victory if I was Canelo Alvarez? How do I beat Terrence Bud Crawford? I'm going to tell you. Now, I'm going to give you my opinion. Go ahead and give me yours, my people. Tell me how if you're Canelo Alvarez, how are you going to beat Terence Crawford? I'm going to tell you how I'm going to do it. I'm going to tell you how I'm going to do it. Now, my brother, come on, King Grayson. Don't take the easy way out here. If you're Canelo, how you're going to do it, you got to find a way. But I'm going to tell you how I would do it, right? If I'm Canelo Alvarez, I already know that Bud has the better footwork and that he's going to try to move around, right? So number one thing that I'm going to do if I'm Canelo Alvarez fighting Terence Crawford, I'm going to walk him down and cut the ring, and I'm going to work consistently behind that jab. Remember, Terence Crawford has the longer reach. He has the reach advantage, right? So Canelo, if I'm Canelo, I'm going to, continuously move my head and continuously throughout the fight, you're going to see me feigning. Why? Because I already saw Madrimov, have some success versus Crawford with that continuous feint that he was on. That herky-jerky style. Canelo got to do that. He has to do it because you got to remember, Terence Crawford is taller and has a longer reach than Canelo Alvarez. So Canelo has to have, constant feint in his arsenal to keep Bud, guessing. Jabbing. And of course, once he's able to get on the inside, work the body. Canelo has to work the body to slow Crawford down. So it's going to be super important for Canelo to be able to cut the ring, because we're talking about an opponent that's going to have the faster footwork, that's going to have hand speed. So Canelo will have to cut the ring, maintain that movement. If I'm Canelo, I'm maintaining that herky-jerky style on him. And when I get on the inside, I'm going to unload. Now, if I'm Canelo, I'm feeling like Crawford may be able to outbox me. So I'm aiming for a stoppage. I'm going to risk it. I know I could get clipped as well going in, but I'm going to do my best to get on the inside and go all out on him. I'm going to use my strength on the inside and just try to sleep Terence Crawford. That's how I'm going into that fight if I'm Canelo Alvarez. By the way, my peoples, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe, Don't be cheap with that like button, man. I ain't going to charge you nothing. But there you have it. That's my keys to victory. If I'm Canelo Alvarez, be aggressive. Go behind that jab and use that constant feint style like Madrimov did to avoid taking punishment while trying to get on the inside. Punish the body all day, every day throughout that fight. And then that's it. Once I get to the 5th or the 6th round, I'm going for the knockout. I'm trying to stop him. That's it. I'm going hard. I'm going to use my weight. And of course, cut the ring. You have an opponent that's faster than you. If he successfully, is able to move around and have his way and goes to where he wants to be in the ring, you're done up, buddy. So I'm not going to allow that. If I'm Canelo, I'm going to take him to the ropes and let my hands fly on him. I'm trying to stop him. That's what I'm doing if I'm Canelo Alvarez. So there you have it, my peoples. That's my keys to victory. For Canelo to beat Crawford, he has to knock him out. There's no other way. Well, King Grayson, there you have it. That's what I say. If I'm Canelo, I'm going for the knockout. But check it, my peoples. Let me give you the keys to victory if I'm Terence Bud Crawford, right? We got to hear that. Now, if I'm Bud, I already know that I'm taller than him. I already know that I got more reach than him. So automatically, I'm going to use my footwork to maintain that safe distance. Bam, bam, bam. I'm going to put that jab in his face all day long and use that footwork. I'm going to frustrate him. And then I'm going to exchange responsibly like Bivol did. Meaning, I'll get on the inside, step out. I'm never going to stay on the inside too long. Crawford has the hand speed to beat Canelo to the punch on the inside. But if I'm Crawford, I know that I can't afford to stay there, because if I get clipped, if he catch me flush, then it's night night, and I'm not trying to have that, right? So automatically, with me being Bud, I know that he has the strength factor on me. He has that edge. But I have the boxing skills, I have the footwork, I have the power to keep him respected. You know what I'm saying? I have that power that when I touch him up, he's gonna know. When I put these hands on him, he's gonna think about it before stepping in the box with me. So people think that he's just gonna walk me down and take me out and sleep me. It ain't even gonna go down like that. I'm Terrence Buck Crawford, you know what I'm saying? I'm putting these skills on him. All types of hands. The difference is I'm gonna make sure to use my footwork and be defensively responsible. I'm not gonna let him. You gotta remember, my peoples, Dimitri Bivol went 12 rounds and he was able to offset Canelo's power with his height, reach, and footwork. So me being such a high IQ fighter that can adapt to any situation, guess what? There's a reason why I won titles in so many divisions and I'm undisputed in 2 divisions. There's a reason why I'm going to go and whoop Canelo, because I got the skills to outbox him just like Dimitri Bivol. I got the physical advantages. I got the height, I got the reach, and I got the footwork. So there you have it, my peoples. That's my keys to victory. Terrence Crawford is going to use that footwork. He's going to use that hand speed, that reach, the height. Yo, those physical attributes are going to make the difference. Holla. There go your keys to victory for Terrence Buck Crawford to beat Canelo Alvarez. There you go, my peoples. Now, hold on. Hold on. Hold on, my peoples. We're not done. We're not done. We got the third all-new segment debuting today. Yeah. I seen the video about Benavidez talking about Crawford. What do you think about it? You give me your opinion about what he said. But check it. All new segment debuting right now. By the way, my peoples, don't be cheap with your boy Jay Smith. Hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe. Join the Box Center family. Yo, we on the come up. I'm trying to tell you, we is on the come up. Jump on the bandwagon. You want to see where we're going with it. All new segment. And this is called The Fight That We Need. No, so listen. I think David Benavidez is way too big for Terrence Crawford. And I don't think we'll ever see that fight. I don't even think Bud would entertain that fight. You know, Benavidez, the guy's 6'2", my boy. He's a giant. So I don't ever see that happen. That fight Bud won't even entertain that fight. Watch. So this next segment is called The Fight We Need. I'm going to tell y'all what fight we need. You know what fight we need? We need Shakur Stevenson versus Tank Davis. We need Shakur Stevenson versus Tank Davis. I know I ain't lying. Y'all know that ain't no cap. We got to have it. Shakur versus Tank. It felt like we came this close to having it. When Lomachenko pulled out of that fight with Tank, I felt like they was this close right here. This close to fighting Tank and Shakur. But Tank never sent the contract, man. And that's it. We're not getting that fight. Plus, Shakur got injured. However, that's the fight that we got to have. And I'm going to give you the main reason why I'm picking Shakur versus Tank as the fight we gotta have. This is one of those fights where people feel sure about the outcome. Tank fans feel sure Tank is gonna knock Shakur out. Shakur fans feel sure he's gonna outbox Tank. That's why this is one of those fights that you gotta have it. We gotta have it. We gotta find out. Because clearly somebody is wrong in their assessment. And this gives me that vibe like Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence, where everybody was so sure about the outcome. Everybody knew. Oh, I'm sure I know. Remember all the people that said that Errol was too big, Bud was too little, Bud was going to get knocked out, Errol was going to break him to the body. Man, that was a lot of people. Everybody who said that, it's like Crawford stopped him, and as the referee was waving it, they was already posting about like, man, Errol's not the same since the accident, and he smoked a blunt that day, his cat died, he just wasn't the same anymore. No, my boy, I'm not saying that you said that, King Grayson, but I'm pretty sure, being on social media, that you saw a lot of people saying that, like the streets was saying that. And look how that played out. So now we got the same situation with Tank versus Shakur, where everybody feels sure. Think about that. Shakur fans feel sure that he's gonna outbox Tank. And Tank fans are sure that he's gonna knock out Shakur. Somebody ain't right. Now, listen. Errol Spence is gonna go down as a great welterweight fighter of this era. We gotta remember, he, outside of the WBO, he cleaned out the division. No email titles, no vacant titles. He beat 3 champions for 3 belts. He got them the hard way, each and every one. So you got to give it to Errol. What happens is that we're in this era where a guy takes one L and right away people start discrediting him. Oh, he's a hype job. He got exposed and all this other crazy stuff. But at the end of the day, Errol, he cemented himself as a great fighter in the welterweight division. Now, what is he going to be able to do at 154? That I don't know. That remains to be seen. The situation with Fundora, we don't know if he's going to fight Fundora now, because remember that the sanctioning body mandated Sebastian Fundora to fight Crawford. So he's going to have 2 options. He has 2 options right now. Does he vacate the title to Crawford and still fight Errol at the end of the year? Or does he, pull out of the fight with Errol and defend versus Crawford? We don't know what Fundora is going to do yet. You have to wait and see. I personally would like to see either fight. If Fundora goes versus Spence, that's a great fight. But I prefer Terrence Crawford versus Fundora, simply because you got to remember Bud is the mandatory. So he deserves that fight. He deserves that title shot versus Sebastian Fundora. That's my take when it comes to that. I mean, he's the mandatory for it, and the fight was mandated. So, the rules of the sanctioning body are being followed, and therefore Terrence Bud Crawford is entitled to his title shot. Now, if Fundora doesn't want to give it to him, okay, drop that belt and go fight Errol. you got to keep in mind that Fundora has two titles. Because he got the one that he beat from Zoo and the one that was vacant that they also put that one up on the line. So he has two belts. Meaning, if Terrence Crawford beats him, Bud is going to have three of the titles at the 154 division. He'll be one fight away from becoming undisputed in a third division. How is that going to play out? I feel you, King Grace, and I'm gonna order the fight too. Either way, you know, and if you love boxing, you wanna support Errol Spence, you wanna support Terrence Crawford, you wanna support Sebastian Fundora. We're talking about the best of the best. I mean, you see their accomplishments, their numbers, their stats speak for themselves. So you got it right there. Now we gotta think about the fact that Shakur Stevenson is gonna fight early next year. William Zepeda, he's gonna take care of him, and Tank Davis is looking to fight late this year. Supposedly, he's talking to Lamont Roach. I think that's the kid's name, Lamont Roach. If Tank fights at the end of the year and Shakur fights early next year, they could line it up for the middle of the year. May, June. That would be nice. Well, not May, because I'm guessing Shakur will probably be fighting like in February. So I'm not sure, how that will work out with the timing. But we need to have Shakur Stevenson versus Tank Davis. That's already been agreed upon. And hopefully we can get that in 2025. Hopefully we can get it. And finally find out, is Tank Davis going to knock out Shakur Stevenson? Or is Shakur going to outbox him, put the beats on him, dance circles around him? Bivol versus Beterbiev? That's a clash, man. That's a clash. I feel you that you got Tank. You're going to find out, though. You're going to learn. Since I'm on the show right now, this box center of the show, so I'm going to stick to the script. I'm not even going to... I'm going to just tell you that you're going to learn. My God. But, something that I want to highlight. Very recently, Teofimo Lopez said that he wants to fight Tank Davis. They were like, he don't got an opponent. I don't got an opponent. What's really good with him? I didn't say I have Shakur. I'm not biased. I'm not picking anybody. We got to see it happen. When I get on the live later on, we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about who I got. But Teofimo Lopez is expressing that he wants that action with none other than Tank Davis. Now, something that I want to point out. Mikey Garcia's brother said, Robert Garcia said that Tank Davis made an offer to fight Rayo Valenzuela at 135. Well, tell me, what is that all about, my peoples? El Rayo Valenzuela beat Pitbull and is a reigning champion in the 140 division. Why exactly did Tank Davis offer to fight him at 135? He moved up to 140. That's where he's a champion. So, can you explain to me why would you tell a champion to come down and fight you when you want to fight him? Why tell him to come down to your division? I'm saying I don't know why you think that tail fell off. Why do you feel that way? He lost one fight in his entire career, my guy. Don't you think maybe you're being a little bit harsh saying that he fell off? He got one loss. And ever since that loss, he became a champion. He lost and has continued to accomplish. So that suggests that he didn't fell off. That that's what I see. If he's continuing to accomplish in higher divisions, how did he fell off? I mean, when it comes to quote unquote gifts, what fighter can't you really say that? Like that goes into opinion now. Because we can say Floyd Mayweather got gifts and he's the greatest of all time. Like, when it comes to opinion, that's all that is, opinion. But at the end of the day, the guy has accomplished. And by the way, we all know versus Lomachenko, it wasn't a gift. And versus Josh Taylor, it wasn't a gift. You put the beats on that man. So important wins, like career-defining wins, they're legit. You can't really dispute those. But that's what I'm saying. We're seeing these last fights, he won. Those are the facts. That's my point, my guy. Teofimo Lopez won his last fight. Those are the facts. Now, once you inject your opinion, that's different, because then you say, no, because he won like this and he won like that, and what happened was, and this, that, and the third. But at the end of the day, the real facts is that he won. The real facts is that he only has one loss on his record, which is George Cambose's. Those are the real facts. So Teofimo Lopez, right now at his age, is one of the most accomplished fighters. He's a legit 2-division champion. And look who he's beaten for titles. Richard Comey, Vasyl Lomachenko, and Josh Taylor. Ryan will beat Tail. We have to see it. We have to see it. I think Ryan Garcia gives problems to anybody. You know why? Because of his height and reach advantage that he has versus most fighters. You see, Tank can take that away from you because he's such an effective counterpuncher. As you saw when he dropped Ryan, it was with a counterpunch. And then when he caught him with the body shot, it was also with a counterpunch. So Tank has that ability to catch you in between punches in an exchange. And matter of fact, if you look at a lot of Tank knockouts, his opponent didn't see the punch coming. And those are the punches that will sleep you or hurt you back. Because, if a punch catch you right here and you're in the middle of doing something and you didn't see it, your head is going to be on a swivel. Boom. So, It's not the same when you see that punch coming and you brace yourself, boom, and it catches you and it moves your body. But you saw it coming. But look at when Tank slept Leo Santa Cruz. Leo didn't see that punch. He only felt that. He didn't see it or feel it. He just knew that he went to sleep. Matter of fact, Leo Santa Cruz just knew that he didn't know. That's all he knew. And if you look at Ryan Garcia, when he got dropped by that punch before he got stopped, it was the same thing. All he knew is that he didn't know. He was on the floor. That shot to the body, same. So that's the deal with Tank. He'll catch you with a counter punch you don't see coming. That's how he's able to eliminate your height advantage. Once you commit, you're in trouble. But everybody's not Tank Davis. When a guy has height and reach advantage on you, you got to deal with that. You got to deal with it. So Ryan Garcia, he'll give problems to anybody because of that. I'm talking about anybody as far as he has that height and reach advantage on him. He's going to use it, and he's going to have some type of success. I'm not saying he's going to be or that he can be everybody. No, that's not what I'm saying. But he'll give everybody and anybody problems because of his size. Now, when you're talking about guys that are his size or bigger than him, then that's different. You know, if he fight Boots, then I remember one day Ryan called out Boots' name, said that he'll fight him. I don't think that would be wise at all. I don't think we'll see that fight. Maybe he was trolling. But what do you guys think? Ryan Garcia versus Jerome Boots Ennis. How does that fight play out? I could just picture the announcer. Oh my God, he's taking a beating. Oh my God, it's a horrible beating. Like, that fight should not happen. That's all I'm going to say. My peoples, remember that Box Center is live Mondays through Fridays, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Yo, y'all can't miss it, man. You see what this is right here. And again, don't forget to hit that like button. Don't be cheap. And of course, subscribe, join the Box Center family, catch Box Center the show Monday through Fridays. This is it right here, my peoples. I'm your connections. I'm your plug. Yeah. I agree with you, bro. Ryan does not want those type of problems. He don't. Jerome Boots Ennis is just, he's a very big welterweight. He's, if you look at him, he always looks considerably bigger than his opponents. Yo, Boots is a big dude, man. Like, I don't even know how much longer he can, make that division. He can make 147. Although I did hear whispers about him, already considering moving up to 154. Why? Because, the other champions, they like, you want to make this fight? Y'all got to pay me. We trying to get this money. Brian Norman Jr. was like, nah, you're not going to lowball me, Eddie. That's, from his perspective. So maybe if they're not able to, get those fights to unify or to become undisputed for Boots, they're just going to get up out of there and go to 154. Now, Boots at 154, that he's going to go after champions right away. A lot of people, listen, man, a lot of people want to see Boots versus Crawford. I want to see that fight too, my peoples. But it's not going to happen. I'm not going to lift your spirits to watch you get your feelings hurt when you find out it ain't happening. So come to terms with the fact that we're probably never going to see Boots versus Bud. Suck it up, buttercups. Why? Because Boots is early in his career. This is the simplest explanation. Boots is early in his career, starting to make a name for himself. Terence Crawford is at the tail end of his career. 2, maybe 3 fights at most. He's looking to, number 1, build his legacy as much as possible. Number 2, make as much money as possible. Jerome Boots Ennis doesn't give him those things that he wants. He's not going to make the most money versus Boots. And he's not going to, up his legacy by fighting a guy who won't be a champion in the division. So, business-wise, it makes sense to fight, multiple guys ahead of Boots. So there you go right there. That's why I'm not telling you that I think it's not going to happen. I'm telling you it's not going to happen. Don't get your feelings hurt waiting for that fight. And you're going to be feeling real goofy. I thought they were going to fight. They're not going to fight. Let it go. Forget about that. That's why, to me, it's funny when, when I ask people on social media, what are the fights that are going to happen? And people say, Bud versus Boots, versus Bud versus Boots, Bud versus... My mans, let it go. It's not going to happen. No matter how much you repeat it, it ain't going to happen. That's it. Let's talk about ask for a fight that we might get, that we can get. Bud versus Canelo, man. We could get that fight. We might get it. His Excellency Turkey Al-Sheikh is backing it. Bud wants it. Canelo said that's easy money. Yo, this fight could be made. That's what y'all need to talk about. That's one of those you fight nobody. Yo, keep it 100 with me, man. People want to... And you know what's funny? That a lot of people say they don't want to see that fight. Oh, I don't want to see it. I don't want to see Terence Crawford versus Canelo. That's a fight. I don't even want to see it because Canelo's too big for him. Those are going to be the first people watching a fight. Stop playing with me. You know damn well you're going to watch that fight. Yo, Canelo versus Crawford would be the biggest fight in boxing. Period, point blank. You know the classic USA versus Mexico. 2 champions, 2 stars. Yo, listen, that fight would be a super fight, a mega fight. And of course, that's doing way over 1 million pay-per-views. That shit doing over a watermelon. You dig? But we got to see it happen. Y'all know my predictions. Y'all know I already told y'all. I'm not going to tell y'all in this show, but I already told y'all who's going to win that fight, man, and how they're going to do it. I did give you the keys to victories earlier today. You got the keys. Canelo got to cut the ring, got to get on the inside, do his body work, and go for the knockout. You're not going to be on the cards. Got to go for that knockout. And then use that forward, in and out, use that jab, use that high and reach advantage the same way that Bivol, put the apple beats on Canelo. Not the Dre, not the Swiss, the apple beats. So, that's how it play out. That's how the keys to victories will play out. Now, when the fight happens, I'm looking forward to it because if it happens, of course, because then we'll be able to come back and watch my keys to victory and be like, damn, that's exactly the way that it played out. That's the way he beat him. That's the way he put the baits on him. I mean, you could be ready to see Benavidez fight Canelo, but Canelo not ready to see Benavidez fight Canelo. That's the problem. I know you're ready for that fight, but Canelo needs to be ready as well. So, I'm just saying. Oh, yeah, listen. With David Benavidez, and I tell this to people all the time, yo, with him and Canelo, it's almost a mismatch. Take this into consideration. Canelo is 5'7". Benavidez is 6'2". Bro, it's like a giant fighting a midget when you put them face to face. Like Canelo's gonna have to jump to hit Benavidez with a left hook in the face. I think he's gonna have to leap. 5'7" to 6'2", that's a big difference. And the reach advantage Benavidez has on Canelo, my boy. Yo, he'll be able to put the Swiss baits on Canelo from across the ring. From across the ring. Canelo's going to have to eat like 50 punches to get on the inside. That's why he don't want this fight. So, and the thing is that Benavidez has the size, the power, the aggressiveness to beat Canelo from the outside and from the inside. So we're talking about a horrible beating. We're talking about, a massacre. I don't think Canelo wants them problems. So therefore, given the opportunity to fight David Benavidez or Terrence Bud Crawford, I believe Canelo's going to pick Bud. There you have it. That's my logic right there. My peoples, don't be cheap with that like button. You already know what it is. Box Center is your favorite boxer's favorite boxing show. Trust me. You want to check out these videos and subscribe, man. If you haven't subscribed, join the Box Center family. I promise you, you want to be part of this team and see where we're going with this. It's getting real out here. I mean, Benavidez, you got to remember, man, Benavidez, he stopped Boo Boo. It was a stoppage, and it was in brutal fashion. It was, I felt like Boo Boo going up and going straight for the Mexican monster, that was a tough decision to make, man. But that's what daring to be great is all about. That's what it's all about. He tried it and took that L. And he took that L gracefully. No excuses. He put up a good fight. He was competitive until he got hurt. He was actually competitive. So shout out to Boo Boo Andrade, man. He kept it 100. For Canelo to move up to, fight the Mexican monster, I believe it's just not the best choice. He knows it's not the best choice. His team knows it. And they're not trying to make that fight. How many years? Y'all think about it. Think about it, bro. How many years has Canelo stayed away from this fight with David Benavidez? It's been years already. So he's not trying to fight this dude. Meanwhile, he said it out his own mouth. You may have seen the video. He said, Terrence Crawford, that's easy money. Easy money. There you have it then. Since it's easy money, all I'm saying is make the fight happen. Make the fight happen. It's easy. And y'all already know who I got. Like I said, I gave y'all the keys to victory. And in past videos, I already told y'all who's going to win that fight. Canelo would have to really get physically stronger to really hurt Benavidez. and make Benavidez respect him. Man, listen, Canelo's not going to fight Benavidez. Forget about breaking down what could happen in that fight. See, that's the thing. You really want to see it, but Canelo don't want to see it. You have to come to terms with it. Tell me how Canelo versus Bud is going to play out. Because that's a fight that we might get. That's what I'm trying to tell you, man. You want to steer Canelo towards a fight that he don't want. Why are you selling the narrative that Canelo don't want? He not going to fight just because he don't want it. You want to force dude to take a beating? Why you want to do him like that? Yo, why you want Canelo to get pummeled? Why? Tell me, why you want him to get pummeled? I just told you, I just sat here and told you, yo, Benavidez, he's too big for Canelo, man. Canelo 5'7", Benavidez 6'2". He a monster. And you like, yeah, Canelo fight Benavidez. Yo, you want to see Benavidez rock that man. Come on, man. Why gotta be like that? I want to see Terrence Bud Crawford get that opportunity. That's what I want to see. That's what I want to see. I need to see it. The white boy? You talking about Caleb Plant? Oh, you talking about Sanders? The dude from the UK? Saunders. Can't remember his name, but I think you're talking about him. But check it, my peoples. I want to give y'all a shout out for jumping on the show with me. I really appreciate it, y'all. Box Center the show, man. I'm doing this for you, my peoples. We talking about, the topics that the streets is talking about. I'm just giving you a format, a little something different so we can have fun and enjoy the conversation. Tomorrow we're going to be at it again at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Yo, Box Center the show. This is different, my peoples. Go ahead, man. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Yo, share this content, man. Let the peoples know. How much time is it going to take before they understand that I am the connections? I am him. My peoples. If you've seen the videos, you know this isn't cap. You know I'm keeping it real with you. I am him. I am him. So go ahead. Let the people know what's going on out here. Box Center. Your favorite boxers. Favorite boxing show. Peace. Catch you tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. We out of here. This is unscripted. I don't even know what I was supposed to say. There was some type of way to say goodbye, but I forgot. But I love you, my peoples. I appreciate you coming through. Yeah, we out of here.